Aloha. Good evening. Good afternoon. It's something that it's about 6:13 here in Flagstaff, Arizona. Actually, an absolutely beautiful day, just like I thought it would be. The again, for those of you that have already heard this, if you can just go with it. But for those of you that haven't, I've told people that usually when a saint comes into town or comes by, it'll rain. And literally that's what happened about 2 days ago. It poured here in Flagstaff. Ammachi, the hugging saint, she's won the Gandhi Peace Prize Award. She's hugged over 45 million people, probably in the neighborhood of 65 million people by now, at least or more, over the years. And she was in California a few days ago, and then she moved over to New Mexico. She's now in New Mexico as of today. She's been there for the last 3-4 days. She did a public hugging event. I believe it was Friday or Saturday, Saturday. And then she did a retreat yesterday and also Sunday. And so, aloha, and thank you for stopping by, Karina. So, anyhow, she did a retreat yesterday and Sunday, and then today she's doing the Baba Devi event where she embodies one of the goddesses, either a Parvati or Saraswati or Lakshmi. She'll embody one of those goddess energies, and she'll be hugging with those energies all night long until about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning in New Mexico at the Thunderbird Casino, I believe. I can't remember what it's called, but anyhow, you can check it out for yourself. So I didn't get to go today or this time around, visit with her and get a hug, but you know, I have people that they get jealous of me for whatever reason. I don't really care. They try to stop me from doing things. They try to they literally attack me. They literally try to sabotage me. And I don't think that, you know, I'm not just saying me. A lot of celebrities, a lot of people that are that are public figures, the same, they go through the same stuff as well. They go through people that are jealous because they're in the position that they are. And you know, those people that are jealous, they could be in the same position if they wanted to themselves, if they set their minds to it and try to be be of service and try to be nice about it. I think they would be fine. They would be able to do that. So anyhow, I don't need these people's permission to go get a hug from Ammachi, the hugging saint. I can get my own hug on my own time, in my own place, in my own way. And so that's what I did today. I'm not done yet. I just did about an hour and a half, 2-hour meditation, and what I did is I connected with Ammachi in New Mexico, and I felt her energies coming through. So you know, because usually when I go and get a hug, I'll sit down and meditate for about an hour or two afterwards, and just bask in her energies, and I could just feel her energies pouring through. So for those of you that aren't able to as well to go get a hug from her, or are interested in tapping into those energies and culminating or basking in those, or what's the other word that I'm looking for? If you're interested in here, oh, here we go. You know, for those of you that are interested in marinating, that's the word I'm looking for. For those of you that are interested in marinating in her energy, in a couple of minutes, I'm going to go ahead and finish up my meditation. I purposely didn't finish because I'm going to share this energy with you. All that's required is just to sit still and just allow the energies to flow through your body, from the earth out of the top of your head and into the sky, like a water fountain. That's all it's required. And it's not, and even that's not required. Just sitting still and being quiet would probably be enough to allow you, and being open to and receptive and accepting of the energy. I think you would be able to tap into it as well with me. So this week, I don't have anything planned in terms of radio shows. I don't think I have anything going on. The last weekend's psychic show turned out pretty successful. There were some people that came on. We had several people that came on and got readings, and I think they were pretty content with the readings that I gave them. And in fact, next month I'm going to be bringing in a new person for helping me do readings. And so she's out of California, and we're going to go ahead and bring her in and then have her do readings with me as well. So, I didn't do any program. Interesting enough, I didn't do any programs. I usually do some kind of program or another to help clear karma or cord ties or pain or something or another. But for some reason, I wasn't drawn to that, and so it just didn't happen. Anyhow, Sunday night we brought in a psychotherapist, a transformational psychotherapist out of New York to talk about suicide. And I should have put the links. I put them on YouTube if you want to check them out on YouTube. But anyhow, I should have put them on YouTube, and I didn't. And I apologize. But I mean the links on there. And next time, actually, if you go to my Andrew Aloha fan page, the show links are there. You can find them there. You see, I'm still preparing for the MUFON Symposium in July in New Jersey. So I don't know how that's going to go. I have people that are trying to block me from attending that event too. But that's their problem. If it's meant for me to go, I'll go. But and I keep getting that I'm going. But so I guess we'll find out and see what happens. So I've been getting people that are trying to psychically block me from attending that event. That's one. Again, you got all these idiots that their self-worth is very low, and they got nothing better to do, but and they're jealous because who knows all the reasons. And celebrities and politicians, all kinds of famous people in power go through all this, a lot of this stuff as well. Just because people, instead of them going out and doing their own thing and putting themselves out there to help mankind or the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, or whatever, they would rather go and attack people because they don't feel like their self-worth is high enough so that they can go out and do it for themselves. So, that's their plan of action. They're weak-minded, weak-hearted, and they got nothing better else to do. So, anyhow, again, I do have a number of people that have been trying. I don't know how many people, and I don't know exactly who they are all the time. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. But I have people that are trying to block me from going to New Jersey in July. And I mean, it could even be the CIA. The CIA has been notoriously responsible for trying to block people from making money. If they don't like you, or they're pissed off at you, or they think that you're a threat to them, they will literally try to strip you of finances. And they're not only energetically or psychically, but personally, or who knows all the ways that they use to do that. But if you piss them off, whatever, they would literally go in and try to strip you of your finances, so they'll be homeless or whatever. So if they think that they're a threat to them, and why I would be a threat to them, I don't know. Who knows all the reasons? But I've always and like I said years ago, I have a telepathic communication conversation with a CIA agent here in Flagstaff. Literally, I was sitting in my van contemplating, and he asked if I would join the CIA. He asked me to. He was trying to recruit me, and literally the next day, I had no idea this was going on. I went, for whatever reason, I went by Northern Arizona University, and sure enough, the CIA was here on campus, working on recruiting people for the CIA. And again, that was I had no idea that was going on, and that this was the night before I had this conversation with the CIA officers. I told them literally, I won't join the CIA, but I will support them in any way I can, and am able to, am able to. So as long as whatever they're doing is in right action, right time, right relationship, and literally, and I think I've told you guys, some of you guys about this, I believe it was last year or the year before. I think it was the year before, maybe it was last year, but I think it was the year before. The FBI came, and I've never known the FBI to work on that level as well. Trying to recruit people or talk to people via telepathy. But the FBI came in and started talking to me via telepathy, and they wanted me to help them with some projects. And I said again, so as long as it's right action, right time, right relationship, I will help them. Otherwise, I won't. And I don't know what the project was, but it must have not been a very nice project. They stopped trying to continue for that project. So whatever it was, I don't think it was very nice. So anyhow, and I still stand with that offer. I stay with that offer. If you guys are willing to do projects and events and whatever it is that they're doing out of right action, right time, right relationship, I don't have any problem helping them and supporting them in whatever capacity that I can and I'm able to. So I don't have anything against them because there's a lot of stuff that these guys are doing that are actually helping humanity. But there's still just like cops and politicians and lawyers. There's always a handful of people that they're not with the program, man. Their head is not in the right place, man. It's up their ass, and not instead of out there trying to do good and helping people and being of service. And so that's not cool. That's not cool at all. So just like with the lawyer that really screwed me over years ago, he completely, and not that I want to keep talking about it, because I don't want to keep feeding that. It's not healthy for people. You need to feed that, but just letting it go, I think, is really healthy. So just like the lawyer that screwed me over several years ago, and I just found out he moved to another city. I said, hey, you know what? If you don't fix this problem, the wrath of God is going to slap you around, and you're not going to like it. And sure enough, I just found out he moved to another city. I don't know when, but I think last year or something like that. But I have a feeling that his life hasn't been very nice since I've made that claim. And so God protects his kids. They protect their kids, and you can either be their kid or you cannot. You can be either one with the program, one with the universe, one with love, or you can't. If you don't want to be that, that's fine too. Just like yesterday, I watched last night. I watched a movie called Into the Wild, and there was a kid. He seemed to have a nice, a kind heart, but he wanted to do everything on his own. He was pissed off at his parents. His parents weren't very nice. They kept arguing, and the dad. I don't know. The dad did some screwed up stuff, the kid, the son, there's two kids, and then they had some step brothers and sisters. I don't know about them, but anyhow, there's a boy and a girl, and the boy was the older kid, and so he was pissed off at his parents, so he had to go do it his way, and he did. He took off. He had $24,000 in his checking account, and he gave all that away to whoever and to some nonprofit. And then he he burnt his money. He burnt money. He had, I don't know how many hundreds of dollars. He just burnt it all, and then took off. And he had his backpack, and he took off, traveling all across the United States and into California. And then he was going to go to Alaska. So he goes to Alaska, and he wants to go be one with nature, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to go find yourself, and sometimes people need space for that to happen. But he overdid it, and I had a feeling that before the movie even ended, that's what was going to happen. And sure enough, he ended up dying. This is based on a true story, literally. This kid, and what's really interesting, this guy, it seems like I met him somewhere down the road. I don't know. He died back in 1992, and I believe I was in California in 1992. I don't know, and I think he was in California right before then too. Well, so anyhow, this guy, he died of starvation. He couldn't even feed himself enough to live off the lay of the land. He didn't know how. He didn't know how to, and so you have to honor and respect nature and people and your parents. Even though they're not the best parents in the world, they're the best that they can be at the time, and that's where they're at. That's why they're parents, because they're learning how to be a parent. They haven't graduated from that program yet, so they have to go back and be parents again, because they haven't. There's still lots to learn about parenting. Absolutely, there is, and there's also a lot to learn about being a kid, being a son, being a daughter. Absolutely, there is. Otherwise, you would be like Maitreya. Maitreya Buddha, literally, he donned his body. He put his body together from mostly most the elements from the earth, and then other elements from the universe, and then he literally his spirit activated his body, and he was born in that way. He wasn't born like any other person. And you will. You're going if you live for the next 5-10 years tops. I don't think any more than 5 years, but around 5 or 10 years, you're going to meet this guy, and you're going to see he was never born like any other person, any other regular person at all. He never came out of a womb. He never came out of. He wasn't. There was no fetus involved, no egg involved. He took literally the elements of the earth, and literally his spirit just took over the body, and he's been living. Last I knew, he was living in England, and as far as I know, he's still there. But he's out and about, and eventually everybody will see him and talk or hear him, and that will be a very interesting and auspicious moment. But that's still, again, a few years away. I believe not until 2025. I believe that's when I think it's going to happen. Maybe 2024, but I don't know. Anyhow, this kid dies of starvation. He finds a school bus out in the middle of Alaska somewhere, and he was able to live through the winter there, and he had a gun with him and shells, and he was able to get food, but he ran out of shells, he ran out of food, and of course he died of starvation. So he got what he wanted, but is that what he really wanted? Is that what he really needed? God, you want to take the time to what's the word? I don't know why I can't find a hard time with words, but whenever you're having a difficult time, you're having problems, and of course you can call me if you want, and I can walk you through some stuff. I've been through enough things, enough situations that will that I can show you how to get out of situations or overcome situations or whatever. But and I can help you with that. But you know, even if you want to be that stubborn or you people just don't want to be trusting, then you go to your own God, own goddess within you. Go to all your spirit guides. Go to all your ancestors and brothers and sisters and extensions and aspects that are part of you, that are on the other side, in the spirit world, that are out there and waiting to help you, waiting to support you. But just like this kid, he was 23 years old. He didn't ask for help. He did not ask for help. You know, these beings are on the other side, and they know exactly how to help you. Your spirit team, your health team, your wealth team. You know, they know exactly how to help you. And if you don't ever call upon them, they may never ever help you. If you want to be that stubborn, if you want to be that arrogant, and if you want to be that stupid that you think that you're the only one that can make your own world happen, well, go for it. I'm not going to argue. It's okay. You know, but if you want to make life easier on you, you're going to work as a team. And there's a team out there waiting for you. People think, oh, I'm alone. This guy was never alone. He's always had spirits out there helping him and working with him. And, even the parents, they didn't acknowledge God or goddess or any other spirit guides or spirit people on the other side. They want to handle everything on their own. If you want to be that egotistical and that arrogant, go for it. See how far that gets you. Right? And even when people are talking about suicide, do they call upon God, goddess, or their spirit guides or anything to help them? More likely not, because they are going to handle it all on their own. And typically, when somebody's suicidal, usually they're depressed. And if somebody's depressed, it's because they've been selfish. Typically, think about it. If you've been depressed, think about how selfish you've been the week prior to, or the days prior to, or the month prior to. Think about how selfish you've been. Chances are you've been pretty selfish. So when people commit suicide, it's usually because they're selfish. Period. So that's what I understand, and that's what I see. So if you want to be that egotistical and you want to be that selfish, and then go for it. And to me, a lot of people, probably most or all the people that are in prison and in jail or go to prison and jail, usually it's because they've been selfish. They are selfish, and they still are. Even in prison and in jail, they're still selfish. How egotistical can you be? Whatever. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and finish my meditation. I'm going to do about 10, 15, 20 minutes. I don't know how long, but again, I was meditating earlier, and I was doing transmission meditation, and what I did was I plugged into Ammachi, the Hugging Saint's energies, her source out in New Mexico, and I felt her energies coming through as well, and it was a really nice feeling. Whenever I go to get a hug from her, and again, I wasn't able to go get a hug from her this year, but it doesn't mean I can't get a spiritual hug. So we're going to do a spiritual hug with Ammachi, the Hugging Saint. And you don't have to do the transmission meditation, but if you can sit still, just be quiet, close your eyes, and just breathe. Just relax. And just allow the energy to flow through your body, from the earth through your body, out of top of your head, like a water fountain. Then you'll probably feel these energies. So if you guys got any questions or anything you want to talk about, email me, call me, text me, Facebook me, or whatever. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and go back to finish up my meditation, another 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever, and then we're going to call it a night. And for tomorrow, just to let you know, I'm going to be going to the first ever NAU alumni gathering. They're going to have one out at the fairgrounds here in Flagstaff. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I don't know, the guy that was running the show didn't seem very nice. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and go back into meditation. And again, I'm going to be plugging in with Ammachi, the hugging state. He's probably, what time is it right now? It's close to 7 o'clock. It's after 6. So she's getting ready to do a lecture talk in New Mexico at Thunderbird Casino, I believe. If you happen to be nearby and you want to go get a hug, there's plenty of time. You'll want to get there before 9 o'clock so you can at least get open so you can get your hug. And you may not even get your hug till 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning. There's some people, she'll be going till about probably 8, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, hugging people all night long. She won't get up to go to the bathroom. She won't get up to go eat. She won't get up to go drink. She'll be hugging people all night long, straight from about 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, 12 hours straight. She'll be hugging several hundred, several thousand people on her. So anyhow, it's like that. And again, if you're nearby, you're in the New Mexico area or even on the outskirts of Colorado, and it's a quick drive. There's still plenty of time to go out here and get a hug. So, but in the meantime, for those of you that can, again, they can't go out and get a hug or just want to experience it, just sit still. I'm going to go ahead and go back into meditation now, and just sit still, relax your mind, relax your body. Just close your eyes and just allow the energy to flow through. Here I go. This has probably never been done before, or if it has, it hasn't been shared in this way with the public as I am doing this with you now. But again, if you're very sensitive to energy, you'll feel not only the transmission meditation Christ energy coming through, but you'll feel Ammachi, the hugging saint energy flowing through as well. Relax your mind, relax your body, think on beyond, maintain the tension at the top of the head, or just relax and just allow the energy to flow through from the earth to your body out of the top of your head like a water fountain. And if you want to do transmission meditation tomorrow, well, I hate to say it, but I may be late for transmission meditation tomorrow because of the NAU alumni gathering, but I'll be doing transmission meditation at some point tomorrow, maybe later than usual. So if you want to do that, even if you want to do that transmission meditation with us tomorrow, there's an introductory video on my website, spiritualimageproductions.com, spiritualimageproductions.com. That's downside. There's a link that says transmission meditation on the air. Click on that page. There's an introductory video. There's an ebook to learn how to do it correctly, and then you can plug in at 7 o'clock tomorrow. It doesn't matter if I'm there or late or not. At 7 o'clock, the energy should be there, and you can plug right in anyhow. And then whenever I'll be plugging in as well. So from 7 to 9 p.m. tomorrow, Arizona time. Staying in Pacific time right now. Relax your mind, relax your body. Again, I'm plugging in with Ammachi, the hugging saint, as we speak. You're sensitive to the energy, you'll feel them coming through. Surrendering is the hardest thing to do. It's also one of the last frontiers before you become a master or a full-fledged master or a saint or both. And you literally, in my opinion, can't become a master, a true full-fledged master or a saint, unless you absolutely surrender everything about you, everything, including your body, your family, your friends, your relationships, your possessions, your money, everything, to the universe, to God guided. if you don't do that, then you're going to have a hard time. I got to open this door. It's stuffy in here. Again, back into meditation. Relax your mind, relax your body. As I'm speaking now, I'm actually getting a hug from Ammachi. She's literally hugging me. And every time she hugs people, she does some kind of mantra or some kind of a affirmation or something like that. And she's doing that right now as we speak. Now the hug is over. And now we'll just sit there and bask in the energy. Again, those people that have been trying to block me from getting a hug from Ammachi, you're really funny. These jealous people, they think they can control and own me and run my life, but sadly, mistakenly, they're very stupid. Relax your mind, relax your body. Relax your mind, relax your body. Again, imagine the energies flowing from the earth through your body out of the top of your head, and literally imagine those energies going up all the way up to the why am I having a hard time with words? Anyhow, to the edge of the earth, to the atmosphere, to the top of the atmosphere of the earth. So the energies are dissipating there at that level instead of just 2 or 3 feet above your head. Imagine those energies dissipating literally at the atmospheric level of the earth. For those of you that are listening in the future to this audio, to this video, you can get on this too as well, as much as you like. You can play this video over and over again and do this meditation with us over and over again if you want. Just follow along and just follow instructions and you'll be fine. Relax your mind, relax your body. For those of you that are really sensitive to the energy, you should be feeling. I feel the energies of compassion and love. Christ energy coming through. That's what I'm feeling coming through right now. The hug is actually a transmission of her energy to you, a blessing from her to you, so that you can embody those energies throughout, not just for the night, but for throughout the rest of the year until you get your next hug. So it's like that. And even though you may not actually experience or perceive hugging her, like physically or just energy, or in your imagination, but just the energies themselves, just allow them to flow through your body and out of the top of your head. Is part of that hug. Is the hug itself. It's just the same. So it's not necessary to actually get the hug like physically. Again, you can just embody, just tap into the energies, meditate on it, allow them to flow through you, and you'll receive that hug in and of itself anyhow, just like that. Relax your mind, relax your body. I remember I did the tour with her about 15 years ago. And the energies that I'm feeling now are very, very comparable, very similar, very same to what I felt when I did the tour with her. So that's why I know that the energies are flowing. Her energies are flowing through right now with us. Again, it doesn't take anything to be enlightened, people. It doesn't take anything at all. Just the willingness to surrender it all and let it go. Let go, let God. Let go, let God got it. It's just that simple. People are so untrusting. People are so scared. They're so caught up in their ego. They're so caught up in their fame, their glamour, their BS, their property, their materialism, their girlfriend, their boyfriend. They're so caught up in all these other relationships. Many of them are meaningless or just not. They're just egotistical instead of just letting go, letting it all go. Literally, I can't tell you any other way. Just let it go and just be one with the universe. Years ago, Ammachi, the hugging saint, took me into the void. I was meditating near her ashram while she was doing the retreat, and I was sitting in my vehicle nearby, meditating. And then she grabbed my hand and took me into the void, into the darkness. And the darkness is all it is. That darkness is energy that hasn't been impregnated yet, that hasn't been light yet, that hasn't become light yet. that hasn't been filled with light yet or touched with light yet. That's all darkness is, period. And we impregnated darkness. I don't know where in the universe, somewhere in the universe, but there's probably going to be a new solar system that will exist there, that will come into fruition, I don't know, 100 years, million years from now, I don't know. And that's probably for me and several of you, millions of people, billions of people are going to be joining me to uphold that, to help uphold that galaxy. It'll become a galaxy, and it'll be a sun. I will be part of a sun. I will be what you call a Mahatma. A Mahatma is several voices coming together as one voice. We will all be a one voice as a sun, and we will be upholding the golden, I can't remember, the golden age sun, the golden sun. I can't remember what it's called, but it has the word golden in it. It'll be the golden sun. And again, this will be millions, billions of years from now. Who knows how long? So when the Christians say we have everlasting life, what does that look like? Years and years and years down the road. Well, have you thought about what everlasting life really means? It's being of service. Part that once you get beyond mastery and beyond sainthood, your middle name is service. You're being of service to the animal kingdom, plant kingdom, mineral kingdom, human kingdom, angel kingdom, planet kingdom, solar system kingdom, ray kingdom. I mean, there's so many kingdoms out there. And you no longer exist in a body like we are now. You exist as an energy form, as a minute particle or a minute energy form in a bigger energy whole, in energy form as a whole, like a sun or a solar system or a planet or a mountain or a river. Go to the nearest mountain near you. There are spirits there. There's an entity that's overseeing that mountain. And that entity is a Mahatma. It's a one voice coupled with all these beings that are one voice to uphold that mountain. Just like the Indians, when they talk to the spirit of the trees. The spirit of the trees is a Mahatma. And you can talk to the spirits of the trees and you ask them a question, you ask it a question, it will answer you. But if your mind's too busy with all this egotistical bullshit, then what's going to happen? You're not going to hear what they're saying. You're not going to hear what that Mahatma is saying. If you sit and meditate, you sit and listen, you will hear it. You will hear your soul. You will hear the voice of your soul, your God goddess within you. You'll hear the voice of the spirit that's guiding you. The ancestors and brothers and sisters that are guiding you, helping, they're all out there. Just like, 3 years ago, a woman came into my apartment, and she was really sensitive to spirits. And she walked into my apartment, and she goes, she started clearing all these spirits out of my apartment. She goes, who were all these people? There was all these spirit beings in my apartment. And of course, they've been with me for a very long time. The spirit of the age of betrayers, the spirit of the age of wisdom, Maharishi, Saint Germain, the Virgin Mary who was a Madonna, Jesus, Sananda, Maitreya Buddha, Sai Baba. I mean, the list goes on. These beings are always out there, especially when I'm doing transmission meditation. And many of them are here right now, and they're participating. And they're not here to go through some kind of a meeting and talk about this and talk about that. All we're doing is sharing. All we're doing is coming together as one and being of service through transmission meditation. That will be tomorrow night. That transmission meditation that is meant to send out energies into the world to help heal people. And that's the service that we do together as one. These spirit beings, they don't have to be here. They can go do whatever they want, but they're here because they know that this energy going out into the universe, going out into the earth, going out into humanity and the animal kingdom, plant kingdom, mineral kingdom, all these other kingdoms is very helpful, healing to most or a lot of these beings, especially the ones that need it the most, or the ones that are asking for help. Some of these beings are asking for help, and they're getting that help because they took the time to ask. If you don't ask, you may never know. It's just that simple. Relax your mind, relax your body. Right now, I'm feeling the Christ energies coming through. I believe Saraswati's energies coming through. Compassion, which is Kuan Yin's energy. And whatever other energies come through. Best way to do these meditations is to eat very lightly, or not at all, or stay away from meat, meat and anything heavy that will slow down the energies. Relax your mind, relax your body. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do the meditation anyhow. If you've eaten something heavy, it'll just make it more difficult, more challenging to feel the energies flowing through, or for the energies that flow through as easily as they could otherwise. That's all. Relax your mind, relax your body. If it's a person or persons that have successfully blossomed from getting a physical hug with Ammachi the hugging chain, I want to thank you because I wouldn't have done this meditation here today and shared it with you guys. And you guys are benefiting from the hug as well. So I want to thank you for being idiots to begin with, but that's the point. But for allowing me to share this with all of you. And more people can get the hug than not otherwise. Well, thank all of you for stopping by. Appreciate your being here, your willingness to be you, your willingness to just be still and know that you are God, Goddess. That's always been true, and we're always been true. Namaste. And thank you, Ammachi, the hugging saint, for your blessings. Namaste.